What's going on, gamers? Today we're going to be jumping into a bit more Elden Ring. What we're going to be covering today are some of the best incantations that you should be looking out for to make some truly powerful faith builds. So if you want to know what the best incantations are, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back everybody. Today we're looking at the incantations for faith. Which ones are the best, which ones are still truly powerful to this day, even in the latest patch. Now as always, if this helps you out and if you like the content, then a thumbs up would be appreciated, and if you'd like to become a member of the channel, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon for all the latest gaming content. But for now, I'll be going into my top 10 picks for what I believe are still the most powerful and best incantations you can get in the game even now. So jumping straight in, and we have Flame Grant Me Strength. This is just an amazing incantation to have. Not only does it buff fire, but it also buffs physical attack, both of which by about 20%. There are some really powerful weapons and incantations in this game that can really take advantage of this. Being able to dish out that extra damage can really help to take down those tougher foes. It lasts 30 seconds, but sometimes that's all you'll need with something as powerful as this. Jumping straight over to another incantation that actually can go hand in hand with that is Blood Flame Blade. This is one of my favourite incantations in the game. It allows you to buff your weapon as long as you're using a weapon that has no affinity. So for example, it's not aligned to an element, you'll be able to use this on it, and then not only do you have a weapon that's enchanted with flame, but it also means you can do that hemorrhage. So once you've applied a certain amount of attacks and that bleed comes off, you're going to do a big old chunky bit of damage. This I found is one of the best incantations, as not only is it brightly powerful in itself, but it also makes me try out new Ashes of War in order to see what truly powerful builds I can make around this very incantation. Another amazing incantation, and one that I've probably used more than any other incantation in the game, is going to be Golden Vowel. This is just so handy. You're going to use this very often. It allows you to get a little bit of extra attack power and also a bit of defense. And that's for you and your allies if you're playing with a friend. Ultimately, this is going to make your gameplay much easier, as you'll be doing 15% extra damage and you're going to have 10% extra defense, allowing you to both dish out more damage and take more damage as you go. So pretty much the perfect combo. Now if you're anything like me, one thing you'll be doing in Elden Ring is probably getting hit in the face an awful lot. I am far from the best at dodging and would never ever try to be doing one of these no hit runs. As such, with a faith build I would fully recommend having some way to heal. Erdtree Heal is a massive heal that gets you almost back to full health, and Great Heal is also another very good option. Of course, if you're falling from a ledge this height, then nothing's going to save you though, so probably steer clear of heights like this and falling into lava. Speaking of heals, another one that I find completely invaluable is going to be Blessing of Erdtree. This one is so handy. What you're going to do, you're going to activate it and then you're going to have a regen on your build. This is going to make your life a whole bunch easier. You're not going to have to use as many health potions. You're going to be able to dip into combat, dip out, and your health bar is going to regenerate. Perfect for those tough boss battles and any situation when you think you're going to be in a little bit of trouble and you want a bit of regen going on in your build. Another great thing to be able to do to enemies, especially those tougher high health pool ones, is going to be to apply Scarlet Rock. Rotten Breath or Ezekiel's Decay are absolutely ideal for that. You're going to be trying to build up that Scarlet Rock, and from there they're going to get some damage over time that is going to dwindle down their health. This can be very helpful, like I said, on anything that's got a very high health pool. This can be very good in those lengthy battles, or if you think you can take the initiative, then why not finish them off with a skill or another incantation after their health's already down a bit. If however you're going down the pyromancy route, then you could definitely do worse than Giant's Flame Take Thee. This is just an absolutely gigantic flaming ball of doom that you're going to either be able to charge up for massive damage or just tap it to throw a slightly weaker one, but both will still do quite good damage overall. Like I said, Flame's probably one of the best ones to buff in the game. There's a lot of ways to enhance it, and Giant's Flame Take Thee is definitely one of the highest damage incantations in the game. especially if you're able to pull off using 2 seals. There's nothing better than seeing a massive charged fireball absolutely wreaking havoc on your foes and dealing thousands of points of damage. Speaking of high damage, another one that may well be hit or miss for you will be Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. This is such a fun incantation to use. It is a little bit situational, you won't be using it on every enemy, but if you have a truly big boss, and definitely one that's on the slower side, this can do some of the highest damage in the game. As the bigger it is, the more of the lightning strikes tend to hit it, allowing you to sometimes one-shot some of the toughest enemies around. Definitely not one you'll be using on the small targets or ones that dash around, but in some cases this may well be the best thing you can bring into a fight. So from an absolute boss nuker, we now go over to Lightning Spear, which I would say is one of the easiest incantations in the game to use. Does nice damage, is a chargeable one so you can enhance it that way, or you can just tap it and it's going to come out very fast. This is one of the best incantations for many reasons, but the main one is just like I said, it's just very easy to use. If you want to pick off your enemies at range, it's going to do a little AoE as well, as you saw there, and can sometimes pick up multiple knockouts because of it. Decent damage, good range, again it can be enhanced because you can charge it. In my opinion, definitely still makes this one of the best incantations in the game for those quickfire situations. Now lastly, a pick that will probably make some people scratch their head, but I really like this one, and that's Black Flame Protection. At late game, even if you have an abundance of health, you can still get completely taken down in 1 to 3 hits. Things in this game hit ridiculously hard. Black Flame's Protection is going to give you 35% extra damage mitigation on those physical hits, so can really help you to stick around in those trickier situations. Now the offset to this, however, is that your heals are 20% less effective, but sometimes making yourself tanky enough to be able to take those enemies head on can mean that you don't have to worry about heals anyway. This can work amazing in some situations for both PvE and PvP alike. Also, if you're using it in conjunction with some of your other buffs, say for example your health regen and it's able to stack with Golden Vowel, this can make for some fun builds and take out a little bit of the skill base that you may have needed if you're not the best at dodge rolling and such. Definitely not a thing I'd recommend all the time, and something that 100% wouldn't have worked if we didn't have a lot of buffs and such on, but if damage negation's your thing, then Black Flame Protection can definitely help you out in that physical aspect. Well, you gamers, hopefully that's helped a few of you guys and girls out. As always, for all things gaming, take care, I'll see you on the next day.